Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a house fire in Kennewick forces people out of their homes in the middle of the night. We have the details on what happened.
Panic at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Former President Trump injured in an apparent assassination attempt over the weekend.
And multiple fires spark up along train tracks in Kennewick over the weekend. We'll tell you the suspected cause and how long it took for firefighters to get these fires under control.
Later today is going to be a hot day, and speaking of fires, I'll show you a big one that grew a lot over the weekend. Also our fire potential for today. All that coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 15th.
Did you have a good weekend, Jill?
I did have a good weekend, but it was so hot I had to chop all my hair off.
I see. I love it. I have to say, I love this look on you. There's not a lot of people who can pull off short hair like this, but it looks so good.
It's different, and it's going to be an adjustment.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm not loving this weather so much. We'll check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Josh, in addition to the heat, you've been tracking fires affecting our region. What can you tell us this morning?
Yeah, there is one that blew up over the weekend just on the cusp of our region. Actually, the lower third is blocking it right now, but it is the Lone Rock Fire. It's burning in southern Gillum County, and this is actually now technically impacting the southern portion of Morrow County as well. You see all these little fire icons on the map? This is where satellite is indicating hot spots around the fire's perimeter, and they are all over the place right now. And you see this little line right here. This is the county line of Gillum County and of Morrow County. So it technically is now in our viewing area in Morrow County, up around 30,000 acres, only 1% contained. There are level 3 evacuations in place, but for now, just in Gillum County. If that changes, we'll let you know on air, online, and through our app. We are seeing some moderate air quality right now through southern portions of Morrow County and Umatilla County. We're expecting more of this throughout the rest of the day. Right now, temperatures mainly in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Just kind of depends on your microclimate, but mainly 70s in the Tri-Cities and areas adjacent to that. So for today, very hot, up around 100 degrees again. I'll show you what that means for fire impacts for today coming up in a few minutes.
We begin with breaking news overnight. A house fire prompts the evacuation of multiple homes in Kennewick.
The fire prompted a large emergency response in the 6800 block of 20th Avenue just after 12:30 this morning. And according to fire crews on the scene, 5 homes east of the house on fire were evacuated as a precaution. KPD tells us around 2 a.m. all who were evacuated were allowed to return home. Officer Zachary Kane, PIO of Kennewick PD, says when he arrived on scene, he saw flames coming from the attic.
He also says the first report of the fire came in about a tree being on fire. And KPD says the house is a complete loss. At this time, they do not know what started the fire. KPD says they, along with the battalion chief, will investigate the cause. And Officer Kane says the fire was deemed not suspicious around 2:30, so officers began clearing out after the fire was fully put out. In crime news now, one person is hurt in what the Kennewick Police Department is calling a targeted attack. This happened Saturday morning in the area of West 5th Avenue and Rainier Street. Several calls for help came in before 12:30 a.m.
KPD officers found several shell casings in the intersection. They found a person injured, but their current condition is not known. Now, KPD is asking anyone that has information to call non-emergency dispatch at 509-628-0333. And we turn now to the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Shots rang out at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday, panicking the crowd and injuring Trump. The shooting killed a spectator and seriously injured 2 others.
The suspected gunman has been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks. The Secret Service says he fired multiple rounds from an elevated position outside the rally. He was shot and killed by the Secret Service. President Joe Biden has spoken out against the violence, calling on Americans to lower the temperature in the country's politics.
It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul.
Former President Trump arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin yesterday for the Republican National Convention, and we'll have more on the security measures being taken there coming up at 5:30 this morning.
In fire news, a passing train is believed to have caused multiple fires along the tracks in Kennewick Saturday.
The Kennewick Fire Department was first dispatched to the area of Canal Drive and Fisher Street shortly after 3 p.m. It was reportedly threatening homes in the area. As crews were working to put that fire out, they learned there were several other fires around the same area. The Kennewick Police Department, Benton County Fire District 1, and representatives from the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad also responded to the incidents.
Fire officials say all of the fires were under control within 34 minutes and nobody was injured. During their response, the train that was believed to have ignited the fires was stopped to prevent any more fires from starting.
An RV caught fire and damaged 2 homes in Kennewick Friday night.
The Kennewick Fire Department was called to the 8300 block of West Yellowstone Avenue just after 11 p.m. When they got to the scene, they found an RV on fire in the backyard of the home. Fire officials say the owner of the RV told them they had been working on repairs and there was a gas leak in the engine compartment. At some point, the RV caught fire.
The owner tried to put it out, but it did spread too quickly. Firefighters were able to get the fire under control in less than 15 minutes. However, the exteriors of 2 nearby homes were damaged. A nearby shed was also destroyed, and no one was hurt.
The DNR and the Bureau of Land Management have declared burn bans on their land. Kittitas County is doing the same. As of Saturday morning, all open burning in the county is banned, although you will still be allowed to have fires in designated campgrounds, inside fire rings, and you can still use grills and propane or gas stoves.
The Grant County Health District is issuing a health warning after people have reportedly become severely ill by eating Diamond Shrooms products. The brand sells chocolate bars, cones, and gummies that have a blend of what's labeled as proprietary blend of mushrooms. Companies use that term when they don't want to share what mix of mushrooms it is using.
The Grant County Health District says some of the products were being sold in the county even after the products were recalled by the CDC and the FDA last month. As of July 8th, 1 person has died and 30 people have been hospitalized. Nearly 60 people have become sick in 27 states.
The director of the Tri-Cities Airport in Pasco has been appointed to the state's Commercial Aviation Work Group. Buck Taft was appointed by Washington Governor Jay Inslee. The group was created by the legislature last year and just recently had its first meeting last Thursday in Tumwater. Now,
the group is not complete just yet, with several open positions. Part of the discussion Thursday involved recruitment from various regions.
For either of the Eastern Washington slots, we should reach out to someone from Yakima because, and it's possible there's someone here from Yakima, because at the end of the last commission's process, Yakima Airport had spoken up and said we want to be involved, but your charter says the answer has to be in Western Washington. We are broader, and so it seems like for one of those 2 spots, bringing Yakima on board makes sense.
The goal of the group is to evaluate long-range commercial aviation and transportation needs in Washington. And straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, people taking certain medications could be more at risk in this extreme heat.
In your health headlines this morning, we take a look at the symptoms of heat exhaustion, which can mirror the side effects of certain medications. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
All right, so my job here is the food and beverage executive chef. I've been here 10 years. Started off here as an entry-level cook. I was given the opportunity to step into the executive chef role, which is the position that I'm in. I've been in that position for about 6 years now, almost. What I do here, I handle not so much the day-to-day operations, but everything that goes into the menu planning, the SOPs for all of the cooks, recipes, ensuring all the recipes are all the same, the consistency, the vision of the food and beverage department as far as the aesthetics, what is it going to look like, what does the food preparation look like. We have everything from catering, fast food, employee meals, which is a cafeteria style setting, and then obviously our bread and butter, what we do, a buffet here at Legends. What we like to do here is try to keep our team members happy, try to be versatile with them, try to be flexible, whatever needs that they may have. we try to accommodate. We do have childcare here on property, so if somebody needs to drop their kids off at childcare, that option's always there. You could come into our department with no experience at all, but we're gonna show you how to hold a knife, we're gonna show you how to cut vegetables, we're gonna show you how to cut meat, we're gonna show you how to use all the equipment. Is the comfort of knowing that I'm gonna have my consistent 40 hours a week. And that goes from everywhere from a dishwasher all the way up to my position. It's another benefit of working here at Legends. I like to think of it more as a career rather than a job.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Dear Nowhere, it was quite a journey to get to you. Jostling through ruts, winding through pines, and crawling up a mountain. But guess what? I'd do it all over again. Keep it wild. 4Runner.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Attention all Hanford and PNNL workers and contractors. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m. You may qualify for additional healthcare benefits and financial compensation. Learn more at our free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. A health alert this morning. The heat wave could have an extra impact on people taking certain types of medications. Part of the problem is that some of the signs of heat exhaustion, like dizziness, headache, nausea, and confusion, can also be confused with side effects of medication. Experts say you also need to be really cautious if you're taking medication that impacts how much you sweat.
So if you're on medications that maybe increase the amount of fluids that you're getting rid of, maybe decrease the amount of sweating that your body naturally produces, I definitely recommend making sure that you're consuming adequate amounts of water to stay hydrated and not relying on your body's ability to tell you that you're thirsty.
When you're out in the heat, especially if you're doing something active, you need to start hydrating before you head out, as well as during and after the activity. And if you have medication that you carry with you, like insulin or an EpiPen, you'll want to make sure it stays cool. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, NASA is celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the James Webb Telescope. And it's released a new photo to mark the occasion, and we have an explanation of that photo in just a few minutes. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth has your First Alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
Everyone goes crazy for the deals on Amazon Prime Day. But what if you could get some of the hottest deals early before anyone else?
Perfect.
Well, starting this morning, GMA's got the early Prime Day deals you're gonna love.
All right.
This week, you gotta see this on Good Morning America.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones.
Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
Audiologist Jennifer Wright is now caring for patients of all ages at Prosser Ear, Nose, and Throat Center. Her services include audiological evaluations, hearing aid fittings, pediatric testing, cochlear implants, and more. The effects of hearing loss can often be minimized with the correct diagnoses and proper treatment. To schedule an appointment with audiologist Jennifer Wright, call Prosser Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 509-786-5599 today. This is how we care.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Downtown Summer Nights 2024, presented by Yakima Federal Savings and Loans. Mark your calendar for the last 3 Thursdays of June, July, and August. Join us at our new location, 15 West Yakima Avenue. It's time to make this summer the best one yet. Live music, local artists, and delicious food await. Bring the whole family for a night of fun and festivities, and for our guests over 21, don't miss out on our exclusive beer garden. Enjoy the best cocktails, wine, beer, and cider the Valley has to offer. For more details, visit downtownyakima.com.
Whitman Hill Winery is proud to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
Scan this QR code or click contests at applevalleynewsnow.com to vote for your favorite and enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. From STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Rowing on North Idaho rivers. Apple Valley News Now, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We actually do have an evacuation in place for this Lone Rock fire. Now, the level 3 evacuation is still in Gillum County, but a level 1 evacuation in place for southwestern Morrow County from Hardman to the South Morrow County line. That's coming from the Morrow County Sheriff's Office. So if we have any updates on that, of course, we'll pass that along. But a little bit later today, we're going to have more hot conditions. And so because of that, it's going to be another first alert extreme impact fire day. We'll go ahead and show you some of the fire fuel energy for today compared to historical percentiles up into the 98th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 97th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and then up into the 98th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So once again, fires could start or spread very rapidly for today, especially in some of those windier conditions. They'll gust between 20 to 35 miles per hour out of the north and west for the Cascades, the Kittitas, and the Yakima valleys, but out of the west and southwest for the lower Columbia Basin and for the foothills of the Blues. Speaking of the foothills and also down into, mainly southern portions of Morrow County, Umatilla County, a little bit of Walla Walla County, but could have some pretty tough air quality due to the Lone Rock fire that is burning. Otherwise, today is going to be a hot one, up around 95 for the Kittitas Valley, closer to 100 for the Yakima Valley, right around 100 for the lower Columbia Basin, and just shy of that for the foothills of the Blues. For tonight, the winds are going to calm down, except for in the Kittitas Valley. They could still gust upwards of maybe 35 miles per hour. Other than that, pretty mild and more haze lingering in southern portions of Umatilla and Morrow counties. Now into tomorrow, we'll be a little bit closer to 105 as opposed to 100, so we keep just kind of ping-ponging back and forth between 100 and 105 in the Tri-Cities. We'll continue to do that for the next 7 days. And because of that, fuels will be very dry for the foreseeable future, especially for Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going with another first alert extreme impact fire day. We're especially watching Wednesday very closely as there is that potential for lightning over dry fuels. So that makes the potential for fire starts that much more risky. Fire fuel energy will be up into the 99th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties for Wednesday, up into the 97th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and up into the 99th percentile for the Blue Mountains. This is a very dangerous setup, so of course we're going to continue to keep very close tabs on that. Then there's maybe another little lightning potential that we're tracking for Sunday as well. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll see a little chance for thunderstorms on Wednesday, also another chance on Sunday. For the Kittitas Valley, up around 101 for Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe another bout of that for Saturday and Sunday. And then for the Yakima Valley, up around 100 for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Of course, tracking that thunderstorm potential for Wednesday. The same thing with the lower Columbia Basin, up around 105 for Wednesday. So still some hot stuff, even though we're not as hot as last week. Then for the foothills of the Blues, pretty tough air quality, especially in southern Morrow County, just given the close proximity to the Lone Rock fire. And then for the Blue Mountains, little thunderstorm chance for Wednesday, tracking another one for Sunday as well.
Thank you, Josh. And while we've been dealing with extreme temperatures across Washington and Oregon, so has Nevada. Also, Las Vegas just broke another heat record. For 7 days straight, the city has experienced temperatures at or above 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And according to the National Weather Service, Vegas saw its hottest temperature ever on July 7th at 120 degrees. More than 100 cities from Maine to California have experienced their hottest summers on record this year. At least 37 people have died just in the month of July from the excessive heat. And we turn to space news now. NASA is celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the James Webb Telescope with the release of a vivid new photo. Now, the image shows a pair of intertwined galaxies, which NASA calls the penguin and the egg. If you look towards the top of the image, it looks like the beak of a penguin and the eye. And that's known jointly as ARP-142. The galaxies first passed each other tens of millions of years ago, causing the new star formation that you see within the penguin. NASA says the galaxies are about the same mass, which is why one has not consumed the other. The $10 billion James Webb Space Telescope first started taking images in July of 2022. It's the most sophisticated infrared space telescope ever constructed. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, we're talking movies, everything from the latest in a fantasy franchise to a drama based on a real prison program. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Les Schwab Tires is proud to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
To vote, scan this QR code or click contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Plus, you could win a $25 gift card from STCU. From STCU, Les Schwab Tires and Whitman Hill Winery.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including summer stock reduction savings. Save on a dozen ball canning jars, regular mouth jars $11.99, wide mouth $13.99. Save on Blazer Brass 9mm ammo. A 50-count box is just $11.99. Plus save $50 on an Avanti 5 cubic foot chest freezer, hot priced at $139.99. Save now with store-wide savings of up to 50% off during our summer stock reduction sale only at Bi-Mart.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your community Chevy dealers.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines this morning, we're taking a look at a few new movies.
From the latest in a fantasy franchise to a drama based on a real prison program. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Well, acting like you've never seen a coup before. This is crazy. Someday, you'll thank me.
It's tough to be the daughter of the Queen of Hearts in Descendants, The Rise of Red. The latest movie in the fantasy franchise features Kylie Cantrell as Red, who goes on a journey of self-discovery.
I think already being a teenager is confusing enough in figuring out what your place in the world is going to be and who you are. But once you add on having a villain for a mom and having a tough upbringing, I think that adds a whole other layer. And I really think that that's kind of the backbone for why Red is the way that she is, why she has that tough kind of guarded exterior.
Descendants, The Rise of Red is now streaming on Disney+.
It's been a program that was established to help people get more in touch with their feelings and truly get some rehabilitation.
I am Gladiator Goliath. I am Spartacus. I'm Prince Hamlet of Denmark.
And it's turned into something, I don't know, wonderful.
A wonderful start for Sing Sing. The drama, based on the real prison program Rehabilitation Through the Arts, opened in 4 theaters and grossed an estimated $137,000, an impressive average of more than $34,000 per theater. Sing Sing expands to wide release August 2nd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And in more entertainment news, Shannon Doherty, star of Beverly Hills 90210, has died.
The actress's longtime publicist confirmed to People magazine that Doherty died Saturday, surrounded by loved ones after a years-long battle with cancer. Doherty rose to fame as Brenda Walsh on the original Beverly Hills 90210 show.
She was also known for her role on the series Charmed. Doherty was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015.
In 2017, she revealed her cancer had returned after going into remission, and she was 53 years old.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the Athena Caledonian Games took place over the weekend, celebrating Scottish heritage. Our Riley Fitzgerald was there and has a behind-the-scenes look.
And President Biden calling on Americans to lower the temperature in our politics. This after the assassination attempt on former President Trump. Details coming up in just a few minutes, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Google sets its sights on a huge deal. The tech giant is in talks to buy Wiz, a cybersecurity startup, for $23 billion. The move would bolster the company's cloud computing efforts. If successful, it would be Google's largest acquisition ever. Next, AT&T reportedly paid a hacker $370,000 in Bitcoin to delete stolen customer data. Wired and Bloomberg report the hacker provided a video as proof of deletion. The deal was apparently negotiated through an intermediary. Finally, Amazon's Prime Day starts Tuesday with massive sales on electronics, clothing, and more. Even Walmart, Target, and other retailers are offering big discounts. Experts warn shoppers to be careful of misleading deals and impulse buys. I'm Andrew Dimber. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch.
For an ice cream? Okay.
So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Tempting, but that's way too much of a hassle.
Actually, it's not. Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
But it's easy and I could save?
And you get Allstate.
Like a cherry on top.
Oh, you brought your own.
Check Allstate first and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
To stay on top of my game, I need to keep up my energy.
Cliff Bar is purposely crafted with 10 grams of protein and organic oats.
Because the more good you put in, the more great you get out.
Cliff, the most important ingredient is you.
Herbal Essences is packed with naturally derived plant-based ingredients your hair will love, and none of the stuff it won't. Our sulfate-free collections smell incredible and leave your hair touchably soft and smooth. Herbal Essences.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, President Biden calling on Americans to lower the temperature in politics. This after the assassination attempt on former President Trump. We have the story.
Richland is temporarily closing the Claybell Park pickleball courts, when this starts and when they're expected to open back up.
And the Athena Caledonian Games took place over the weekend, celebrating Scottish heritage. We have a behind-the-scenes look.
And we had a very big fire breakout over the weekend. I'll show you the prospects of more critical fire danger for today. That's going to be coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 15th. How was your weekend?
It was good. Another hot weekend in the books. I'm ready already for cooler temperatures, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon.
I was asking Josh earlier, is this still a heat wave? Are we still in a heat wave? So I'm assuming he'll give us a bit of an answer.
Let's ask him right now, Josh, Chief Meteorologist. What are we looking like, and are we still in a heat wave?
I mean, I think the heat wave is in the eye of the beholder, right? So if it's hot to you and if it's hot for an extended period of time, then just, classify that as a heat wave yourself. Thankfully, this week is going to be a smidge cooler compared to last week. Not by much, though. For this morning, we're in the 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We're in the 60s and 70s already in the lower Columbia Basin, also 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, we're going to be up around 100 degrees again for the Tri-Cities. A little bit cooler than that for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Not by much, though. Also, you'll notice some haze in the forecast today, especially for southern Morrow and Umatilla counties, just given their proximity to the Lone Rock fire. Today is going to be another first alert extreme impact fire day, given how hot we'll be, given how dry we'll be, and how dry our fuels are going to be. So because of that, do not toss a burning cigarette on the ground. Do not park a hot vehicle over dry vegetation. And I'd gather that fire evacuation kit now, especially in southwestern Morrow County, again, given the proximity to that very large fire burning. And I'll show you more tough fire conditions over the next 7 days. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. President Biden is calling on Americans to lower the temperature in our politics. Biden addressing the nation last night after the assassination attempt on former President Trump.
The FBI continues to search for a motive as we're learning new information about the suspected shooter. It's happening as Republican National Convention starts today as scheduled. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington, D.C. with more.
Today, day one of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. The Trump campaign planning to highlight the former president's plan for the economy as the week has taken a dark turn.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics.
President Biden addressing the nation last night.
You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that.
Security a top concern at the RNC.
We are confident in these security plans that are in place for this event, and we're ready to go. It's been an 18-month process.
Trump arriving in Wisconsin yesterday, pumping his fist in the air. In a new interview with the New York Post, Trump says, "I want to try to unite our country, but I don't know if that's possible. People are very divided." Investigators say the man suspected of trying to assassinate Trump is Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old who worked at a nursing home. Crooks' high school classmates say he was rejected by the rifle team for being such a bad shot, it was considered dangerous.
He was just bullied, he was bullied so much.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says Corey Comparator was killed at the rally, his family posting tributes online. Shapiro says the retired firefighter died protecting his family.
He wouldn't want to be thought of as a hero, but that's definitely how he should be remembered.
The FBI says Crooks was not on their radar. No motive has been found just yet. Investigators are looking at a cell phone to see if he was consuming any misinformation.
Meta says it's lifting restrictions placed on former President Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts.
The announcement came Friday, just days ahead of the kickoff of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. The social media company says it's making the change to ensure Trump and President Biden are on equal footing ahead of the November election. Trump's accounts were originally suspended following the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol and were reinstated last year.
Meta announced at the time it was placing additional guardrails on the accounts that would have resulted in them being suspended again if you broke the rules. But the company says those penalties have not had to be deployed. The Athena Caledonian Games took place this weekend, celebrating Scottish heritage. There was a lot happening in Athena, Oregon, with those games.
It started with a parade and car show and then transformed into a festival. At noon, the Scottish throwing games started. There were vendors and things for sale, along with booths to learn more about Scottish heritage. Performers played music, danced, and much more. And there were sheepdog performances.
The Athena Caledonian Games have been going on for 125 years in the small eastern Oregon town. One part that drew in a lot of interest were the Scottish Games, where people were trying to see who the strongest man or woman in Athena was. The organizers say while it's a lot of fun, the games need more volunteers. Otherwise, the event is going to be at risk for future years.
You can find out on AppleValleyNewsNow.com how to get involved to keep this 125-year tradition alive.
The city of Richland is temporarily closing the Claybell Park pickleball courts located at 425 Broadmoor Street. The closure starts today for resurfacing work. The city says this will enhance the quality of life and safety of the courts for all users.
As long as the weather cooperates, the courts should be back open within 2 weeks. Apple Valley News Now presents the 2024 Restaurant Showdown, and we need your help to find out who the best restaurants are in our area.
A group of local influencers picked 64 different eateries and set up initial brackets divided into 4 regions: Yakima, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, with the 4th representing other areas, including Hermiston and Ellensburg. Round 1 started Friday and continues through 8 p.m. tomorrow.
To vote using your mobile phone, scan the QR code on your screen right now and follow the instructions, or on your desktop or laptop, click on Contests at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and select Restaurant Showdown. After voting, enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. 24 cards in all will be given away, and enter every time you vote for a total of 6 chances to win a card.
For more information, check it out at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a tradition that takes place every 2 years in the USACE Walla Walla District.
The district hosted a change of command ceremony on Friday, and when we come back, Riley Fitzgerald introduces us to the outgoing command and who they're tossing the baton to.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Get ready for an unforgettable season with the Yakima Valley Pippins baseball team. We're celebrating our 10th season, and we want you to be a part of the excitement. Join us at the Yakima County Stadium for a fun, affordable, and professional baseball experience. From single game tickets to season ticket memberships, group events, and merchandise, we have options to fit everyone's needs. This season only, we're offering special deals to celebrate our 10th season. Don't miss out on Yakima Valley Pippins baseball.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
Whitman Hill Winery is proud to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
Scan this QR code or click contests at AppleValleyNewsNow.com to vote for your favorite and enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. From STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
STCU is happy to support the Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
To vote, scan this QR code or click contests at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Plus, you could win a $25 gift card from STCU. From STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Vote now in the Apple Valley News Now Restaurant Showdown.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In Walla Walla, it was a farewell and a welcoming for the USACE Walla Walla District. On Friday, the district hosted a change of command ceremony, which is a tradition in the U.S. military.
Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald introduces us to the outgoing and incoming command.
Lieutenant Colonel Shalyn Kingslack relinquished command of the Walla Walla District of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to Lieutenant Colonel Katie Werbeck.
Colonel Hall will in turn pass the colors to the new district commander, Lieutenant Colonel Werbeck, charging her with the same responsibility and authority.
So the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, I think, is a superpower for our civil works, with just the commander and the deputy really as uniformed members. The rest of our team are civilians who are just technical experts, and having the commander and the deputy change every 2 years makes us look really hard at ourselves very often.
Commanders of the USACE districts get just a 2-year stay.
To learn the district of 900 people and try to make change in 2 years, it's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be a fast drive.
Thank you to the best district in the Corps.
I just wanted to make sure that she really got as prepared as possible so that when she takes command, she's not starting from scratch. So I wanted to make sure all the different programs and projects that we have in the district, that we give her that like 30,000-foot view first and get her kind of situated into the district. That way, when today, as soon as she takes command, she's able to kind of just dig into a project, dig into any details she needs to dig into.
While much has happened in the 2 years since Lieutenant Colonel Kingslack has been in command, she says there's more on the way.
And we look towards the future. McNary Spillway has a lot of concerns with our life and safety of my employees there, and so there's much needed repair and rehabilitation needed on our cranes and our hoists to ensure that we continue operating those spillways safely. And so we've made a lot of headway on that I'm proud to say, in the last 2 years, and that's just going to continue moving forward. McNary modernization is also going on. It's just millions and millions and millions of dollars of improvements in McNary Dam.
Werbeck says her big four are teamwork, trust, accountability, and adaptability.
Do my best to make the district just a little bit better, taking care of our people, sending everybody home safely, and doing our part of the mission for the American public.
Keeping the lights on, the grain moving, the fish swimming, and the people safe. Building strong, Essayons, be all that you can be.
Reporting in Walla Walla, I'm Riley Fitzgerald for Apple Valley News Now.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, AT&T is announcing that nearly all of their customers' data was hacked back in 2022. This during a security breach that lasted for months. We have the details when we come back.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth has your first alert full forecast. Keep it right here. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Looking for high quality and low prices? Then Furniture Row's Super 7-Day Sale is for you. That's 7 days to find huge savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Or get no interest until January 2029. The Super 7-Day Sale on now at Furniture Row.
The savings continue with stock reduction savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Ball regular and wide mouth canning jars and lids. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
Okay guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines of unlimited data for just $90. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones!
You know the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Well, it doesn't have to be an apple. Wellness looks different for everyone. It looks like this. and this, and whatever this is. It's really that simple. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, where do I sign up for this? All that matters is you're taking a step towards the healthier you, inside and out. Find your Apple.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Drive home in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 for only $649 a month.
It's Ultraviolet Safety Month, when we raise awareness of the damage UV causes to our skin. Get more information about the damage UV causes at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
At Denver Mattress, we're all about that sleep life. And during the Super 7-Day sale, everything is on sale. Like the Queen Size Summit, now only $299.99. Or get no interest until January 2029. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
This is Lucky 13.
Big money hinges on a test of nerve and knowledge. 13 questions are all that stand between tonight's contestants and up to
$1 million. The first star of The Bachelor is now older than the Golden Bachelor.
Oh my gosh.
It's true or false trivia.
With a Shaq-sized jackpot.
Gina Rodriguez and Shaquille O'Neal host Lucky 13. Premieres Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're in the 50s and 60s right now for the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, 60s and 70s for the Lower Columbia Basin, and then 60s and 70s as well for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, it's going to be another hot one. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average. So 90s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, pretty close to 100 for the Lower Columbia Basin, just shy of 100 for the foothills of the Blues. Winds will gust today between 20 to 35 miles per hour out of the west and northwest for the Cascades, Kittitas Valley, and Yakima Valley, but turning out of the south and west for the Lower Columbia Basin and for the foothills of the Blues. Also, you'll notice these hazy icons here as it will be a little bit hazy today for the foothills of the Blues, but the worst air quality is going to be reserved for southern Morrow County, as this area is in pretty close proximity to the Lone Rock Fire, which blew up over the weekend. Okay, we're also concerned about more fires starting for today as the fire fuel energy compared to historical percentiles way up there into the 98th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 97th percentile for the Lower Columbia Basin, and then the 98th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So fires once again could start or spread very quickly. For tonight, the winds will calm down for the most part, but still gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour for the Kittitas Valley. Otherwise, we should have pretty clear skies, pretty mild overnight lows, although there will be some haze that'll be left over, especially for southern Morrow County, less so for southern portions of Umatilla County. Into tomorrow, we'll be a little bit closer to 105 in the Tri-Cities, and we'll continue to bounce back and forth between 100 and 105. That's just that's been the MO over the past couple weeks. It'll continue for this week. Now we have, given all that hot and dry weather, we have more First Alert extreme impact fire days on the horizon, specifically for Tuesday and Wednesday for the whole viewing area, and we're keeping a very close eye on Wednesday as there is a little chance for lightning. And lightning over some of these fuels would spell big-time trouble. So Wednesday's fire fuel energy compared to historical percentiles up into the 99th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 97th percentile for the Lower Columbia Basin, and the 99th percentile for the Blue Mountains. We'll be keeping very close tabs on this. We'll also be keeping tabs on this little thunderstorm chance for Sunday as well. But for now, we're more concerned and more certain about the risk for Wednesday. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. In our area, the Cascades will be the most favorable location for thunderstorms for Wednesday. Then for the Kittitas Valley, we'll have triple digits for Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the Yakima Valley, we'll have a small thunderstorm chance for Wednesday, and then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll see the same thing, and maybe another 7 days of highs ending up in the triple digits. For the foothills of the Blue Mountains, we'll have tough air quality in southern Morrow and Umatilla counties, especially in Morrow County, just given the proximity to that fire that's now upwards of 30,000 acres. And then for the Blue Mountains, dry fuels with a couple different chances for lightning over the next 7 days.
Thank you, Josh. In a consumer alert now, AT&T says hackers got away with nearly all of its customers' data during a security breach that lasted for months in 2022.
AT&T says information from more than 100 million customer accounts was downloaded to a third-party platform, but they don't believe that the data is publicly available. The company says the hacker downloaded information about what numbers called and texted each other and how often,
but not personal information like social security numbers or even customer names. AT&T will notify customers impacted by the breach.
Inflation is cooling down, which could impact the amount seniors receive for Social Security payments next year.
It has to do with cost of living adjustments. According to the latest estimate from the Senior Citizens League, Social Security recipients can expect payments to increase about 2.6% in 2025. Last year's cost of living increase was 3.2%.
Cost of living adjustments for Social Security are determined using data from July through September. So if inflation continues to cool, that adjustment could be smaller despite higher inflation rates near the start of this year.
When we come back on Good Morning Northwest, a 10-year-old boy is using his mullet for a good cause, one he's been growing for years.
Now, we all know a mullet is called business in the front and a party in the back. When we come back, we show you why this kid means business when it comes to getting wounded veterans home. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. I want that. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Give me some more. Adventure big in a Ford Bronco. Bring it all with the capability of Ford F-150 and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. Or go hands-free on the highway with Ford Blue Cruise. Available on select vehicles, including Explorer. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event. So make it yours. Make it now at your Ford dealer today.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started. Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
Here's to feeling at home on mountain trails, playing by the river all day, exploring your favorite off-beaten paths and terrains, or simply savoring your favorite foods. Here's to Subaru season. Experience all our hometown summers have to offer with the new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
Get a new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru today with 2.9% financing.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
Vote now in the Apple Valley News Now Restaurant Showdown.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's get close to home and let's start talking about some of those hyper-local temperatures as we're in the 50s for Snoqualmie Pass and for Cle Elum, right on the precipice of 60 degrees for Ellensburg and a little bit closer to 70 for Vantage. And down into the Yakima Valley, most of us in the 60s, at least in the upper valley, but down into the lower valley starting to get down into the 50s. But into the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing temperatures mostly in the 60s. About maybe 20 to 30 minutes ago, some of these temperature plots were actually in the 70s. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, mostly 60s, and then up into the higher terrain of Meacham and Ukiah, we're in the 50s.
Thank you, Josh. Check this out. A New York boy is embracing a famous hairstyle from the 1980s in a big way.
Chad Hall has a mullet, which is popularly referred to as business in the front and party in the back. Hall is competing in a unique national championship in hopes of raising money for a good cause. Megan Coleman has a story.
10-year-old Chad Hall may be heading into 5th grade, but his real passion is one he's spent half his life growing.
So tell me a little bit about your mullet. How long have you been growing it?
5 years. I started it when I was 5. I liked it because of how curly it was. My hair was already curly, so I'm like, I'm going to be good at growing that. So
his curly coif got so good, he decided it was time to go head-to-head with other kids across the country, competing for the best mullet nationwide. And don't be fooled by the party in the back. Chad's purpose for the long locks is all business.
It supports wounded veterans. So, like, we're getting them a home. It's basically just, like, whoever's mullet is the best because, like, they vote and then 3rd round, the judges pick and all that stuff.
All that stuff is a $5,000 grand prize, with all donations bound for the Jared Allen's Home for Wounded Warriors project, which helps build homes for injured veterans.
What do you think about those people who sign up to protect all of us?
I think they're just very brave.
Yeah.
Very brave, and I thank them for serving us and protecting us. Yeah. They laid down their lives for us.
Chad says, win or lose, the mullet is here to stay.
Well, I have some friends that have a mullet, yeah. Now, like, after this year, they took inspiration from me.
Friends getting inspiration from a hairdo and an even bigger heart.
What about your brother?
My little brother won't. I'm going to try to get my baby brother, too, when he's a little older.
Following in Big Brother's footsteps, teaching the rest of us a thing or two about commitment, not only to growing his long, beautiful locks, but also giving back to those who sacrifice so much for the rest of us.
Voting for round 1 of the Mullet Championship is already underway.
If you'd like to place a vote, go to mulletchamp.com. Now that was quite the impressive mullet.
Jill, I'm happy you didn't come back with the mullet after this weekend.
No.
I think you could pull it off though.
Maybe next time. Maybe I'll do a mullet next time.
Coming up now on Good Morning Northwest, a house fire in Kennewick forces people out of their homes in the